excited to be with you today, the day before Thanksgiving. Welcome, everybody. We are here in Shayla Lyons, which is in Michigan. And so happy to be broadcasting to you live from the Great Lakes State. So, welcome, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. For those who don't know me, my name is Andrea Lyons. I am the CEO of All About Presentation. I'm your host of FIC, which is F if I know. I'm also the founder and CEO of All About Presentation, which is a company that has provided exceptional event services since 2007. Over the course of that time, we've been able to grow into a multi-million dollar business, and I'm utterly convinced for every dollar that I've made exactly the same amount of mistakes. So millions and millions of mistakes. And yet I'm still here. I'm still leading the organization. And so I'm here to hopefully serve as an inspiration that if I can do it, anybody, and I mean it, anybody can do it. You can do it. You'll win if you don't quit. You will win if you don't quit. So the premise of the show is I'm going to start with something kind of interesting or fun, and then I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and answer as many questions as I can within that 10 minutes. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at andrea@aap.events. I'd like to thank producer Wesam for getting the notes together. She is off celebrating with her family and spending time with her family. And so I am by my lonesome today. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we'll start off with a virtual fun thing. I just learned about this, and I got to give a mad shout out to Karan Trump. Well, I probably shouldn't say her last name. Karan told me about this tool that they use for evaluating your risk of attending an event during COVID. Okay, let me show it to you. So let me show you this. It's like really fancy. I'm going to show you this map. Okay, let me make it big so everybody can see. Okay, so this is the COVID event risk assessment tool. And what you see is a bunch of, it's all the states, and you see a bunch of colors. What you can do is, let's say you're going to have an event and it's going to be a certain number of people there. So let's say I'm going to have an event and it's going to be 15 people at this event. Let's say Thanksgiving dinner, which we should all be very careful of during this time, disclaimer. So let's say there's going to be 10 people at the Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, based on where you live, you can see your risk of getting COVID. So I am, let's gonna move the map. I'm currently, let's call it Detroit for ease of use. Well, we'll call it where we call it. Let's call it Washtenaw County. So in Washtenaw County, if I attend an event with 15 people, my current level or risk of getting COVID is about 29%. That's kind of high. 30% is a lot. That's not messing around. If I were in, let's go back to my home state. Let's go to Virginia, who's rocking it, by the way. Way to go, Virginians. Rocking it in the COVID risk assessment. Let's see. So if I were going to go to an event with, I don't know, let's say 25 people, big no. But if I were going to go to an event with 25 people, let's look at my risk of getting COVID. So it would be scrolling over here to Virginia. Okay, so Richmond, where's Richmond? There you are, Richmond, small little guy. 22% risk of getting COVID if I go to an event with 25 people. All right, now here's the tricky one. This is why they don't like big groups. Let's say it's 50 people, or let's even go even further. Let's say 100 people. Okay, this is that 100-person map. All that big old bright red, that's where those numbers come from. They don't just pull arbitrary, like let's limit it to 10 people, or let's limit it to 25 people. That's not arbitrary numbers. So if we had 100 people, I'm going to go up here to my state where I'm at. All right. So if I went to an event in Washtenaw County, Michigan, and it had 100 people, my risk of getting COVID is 90%. What? It's bananas. So that's why they limit the list or the risk by limiting the amount of people that attend an event. So if you were to go to a large Thanksgiving celebration, it's like your chances are like astronomical in some parts of the country. Okay. So, and I love this tool so much because it's not by some flighty place, like somebody in their basement doing this. This is Georgia Tech. So these are like statisticians and people who do's math that put all of this together. Okay. So let the show all your friends this. It's super fun. I should probably like drop the link in the chat or something. Maybe I can. Maybe I don't know. Again, I'm by myself today, so this could all be a terrible, terrible thing. Terrible thing. I'm going to try. Give me 30 seconds, people. I can do this. I feel confident in my ability to be able to like do this. Also, that's like, you know, always like, who knows? It might work. Oh, it did work. All right. So everybody can thank Karan for telling me about this tool because it's awesome. So if you go to this tool, you can find out about your risk of attending a large event if you are going to get COVID. Okay. All right. So that's that. That's my interesting thing for today. Now, let's get to the news. Well, questions. That's like breaking news signs, right? All right. So it's Thanksgiving, and we did have a couple questions come in. Again, let's see. I like to thank producer Sam because she's so great at doing this. And we got to start the timer. All right. Start timer. Okay. All right. Here we go. So today we're talking about Thanksgiving traditions. Tradition, creates a sense of normalcy and excitement. It's the anticipation of, gathering with your family, which is really, really great. So there's a lot of really great things about Thanksgiving. Now, the question is, eh, how can my family get together virtually and still keep some of our Thanksgiving traditions? Glad you brought that up. It's tough, right? Like, let's not pretend that anything I'm about to suggest is even remotely close to being with all the people in your family. Oh, I love the big gatherings. And it's so sad when being responsible gets in the way of being able to meet and do what you want, right? But that's kind of life. That's being an adult. That's being responsible. That's being a good citizen. Is I would love to be with like my extended family right now. Oh, what a hoot! But ain't in the cards this time. So, but how can we get together? But we can, in the words of my mother, we can make do. Okay. That's a good old fashioned old people word for you. We'll just have to make do. So, let me suggest to you some things for meeting together virtually, for things you can do this Thanksgiving. Okay. So, I'm going to share a couple of items and I hope that you like them. Number one, of course, people are going to get together on Zoom. Everybody loves doing that. But before I get to the Zoom stuff where we can play games and do all kinds of things during Thanksgiving instead of being with our friends, we'll be with them virtually. But let me suggest this to you. First, please investigate all of the like Disney Plus and items or wait, what is it? Features that they have for watching together online. Okay. So I'm going to share with you one that I discovered. It's built into some of the platforms so you can watch or have viewing parties with your family online. So one of the things that we would normally do, of course, is watch the parade. Of course, we would do that. But we're actually watching a lot of episodes right now, and people are getting caught up. So I'm actually having Netflix rundowns with friends and family of mine. Let me share with you something kind of neat. Have you guys seen this? This is called, wait, oh, I got to share it with you. Oh, did. I'm so good at this. Okay, so this is called Watch Together. Watch Together. Okay, so you can create a room. Well, you bought everybody has to sign up, create a room, and you can watch things together, watch certain content together, including like YouTube videos, Vimeo videos. You can watch things together. So, when we have like mess around time, it's fun to watch it with other people who aren't close. Okay. So consider Watch Together. The website is w2g.tv. w2g.tv. You know what I should do? I should get with these people ahead of time and like tell them I'm going to talk about this and see if they'll like sponsor this video. You know what I mean? Not a good businesswoman. That would have been smart. Maybe there's the future. Watch Together. So WTG.tv. All right. So that's one thing you can do. The other thing is, I'm going to share with you guys some other things. There's also, which something that I really like, of course, is getting together with people on Zoom, and everybody's going to do it. But who wants to have carve the roast beast, and then there's like a device where everybody can watch each other. That is kind of cool, by the way, and that is what's going to happen. But I also suggest in your next Zoom, let's do games. So I want to share with you some games that are really fun, already built for Zoom or whatever platform you're on. They're already built for virtual systems. Okay, so here is one that is a bunch of fun. All right, you guys ready? Codenames. Codenames. Super fun game. You play with your friends. Everybody can join. People do it. It's such a fun game. You go to codenames.game. Codenames, Codenames, codenames.game. Okay. Create a room. You share the URL with your friends, and everybody plays together. Okay. If you've never played Codenames, first look it up. Really fun game. But then go to codenames.game. And I'm only skipping ahead because I got 10 minutes and I'm probably going to spend all my time on this, which is fine. The next one is, let me show you the next game I would suggest for you all. One that I like because, you know, it's a hit everywhere and you can't mess it up. Bingo, virtual bingo. Lots of fun. You can have bingo cards. You can select certain patterns. I don't know if you guys have ever been to like a bingo hall and they have all the different patterns. That's a bunch of fun too. So you can play bingo, host a virtual bingo game. All right. Lots of fun. Lots of fun to play with bingo. All right. Another game you can do with your fam and friends over the course of time. And this is just my idea. I would have a virtual game day, like Thanksgiving game day. Ooh, you could have prizes and money. Like I'd bet money every time because it's worth it. And you also get bragging rights. And it's also just fun in general, just to hang out with your friends. It makes the time go by faster. All right. So this is categories. Anybody ever remember that game? I don't know. I feel like you have to be over 35 to know how to play categories, maybe even 40. So categories is fun, virtual, again, built for virtual games. All right. The other thing you can do, super simple, doesn't require any additional technology. If you're in Zoom or in Google Meet or Google Meet, they have a whiteboard feature, which I think it's meant for taking notes. I only use it for Pictionary. All right. Let me tell you how fun that little number is. First of all, if you thought a marker and a notepad are hard to like guess people's pictures, imagine if you have to do it with a mouse pad and you're trying to guess it. Ooh, fun, fun, fun. So one of the things my friends and I did not too long ago is we got on Zoom, played Pictionary. Everybody got a glass of wine or their favorite beverage, and you talk about a hoot for 2 hours. Super fun. Again, it's none of these are going to replace, none of the options are going to replace being with your friends and loved ones, but they will help pass the time. And that's what we're looking for. We want to pass the time. Okay, so I'm just giving you those as suggestions. If you Google games to play on Zoom, there's a great article that'll come up from Marie Claire that is like, I don't know, 25, 30 different games to play all on Zoom. All right. So if I were y'all and I was me and I am me, plan for a game day, right? Just to keep things, to keep your mind off of being sad. All right. Again, make do. We're going to make do. All right. Next thing. Next thing. I got 2 minutes left. That's fine. Let's see. I'll pick a question. Let's go to, these are businessy questions, precautions, Thanksgiving trip. Oh, this is good. Okay. So we'll go to this one, which is about Thanksgiving traditions. Okay. All right. So one of the things are state officials are changing COVID regulations during these times. A few weeks ago, here in Virginia, Governor Northam issued new measures that were limited gatherings to 25 individuals. That includes outdoor and indoor settings. The question is, what are some precautions to take when setting terms and conditions while organizing in person events with the risk of having new government restrictions, which can change the layout of the event? What are some precautions to take when setting? Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So here's a big one. And this is where I'm going to leave this question because I'm done talking about work. Ugh, I need 2 days off, please. Thank you. But this is my last work thing for the day. Um, so, one of the things we're running into at our company is sometimes our clients are pushing the envelope further than we are willing to go. So, one of the things we're talking about internally is we now, as a planning company, have our own terms and conditions for not only the client or the attendees of the event, but also the client. There are certain conditions with which we will not operate. And there is a lot of gray area when you talk about the restrictions, right? Like 25 people per what? It was my first question. Per what? 100,000 feet? Per like if you said 25 people can go to a gym, well, the gym that I'm a part of is massive, right? Like 25 people, you won't even see the other 25 people. So it's 25 people per what square footage, right? So there's a lot of like gray area and questions that have to be answered, and using good sense and common sense and doing the responsible thing. But one of the things we've gotten into with our customers who are like renegades, we love them. But it is a matter of we're not going to push the envelope beyond a certain point. So we had to put that in writing for all of our customers. Okay, so if you are a planner or if you are in that environment, in the event environment, and you are doing in-person events, I strongly suggest coming up with your own guidelines that are that take out the gray area where your state or locality leaves off. Okay, you kind of have to put your own together and say, this is what we are willing to or not willing to do. Okay, so in the words of one of my clients yesterday in our meeting, our planning meeting, she said, hey, rules is rules. And I said, you are correct. Rules is rules. So, all right, that's it. I'm done talking about work. Let's see. You guys want to talk about more games? That's fun. Have you guys done like, well, an easy one is charades. That's an easy one. Also very, very, very fun one. Another game to play on Zoom right now is 5 second rule. I know. It's fast paced. It's really fun. Basically, you have to do tricks on Zoom. Super fun. Outburst, another one that's like Family Feud style game. So many games to play on Zoom. So here's my note to all of you, my friends, my family, and all those who are watching. It is a bummer being at home without all of the family and everybody around is a bummer. Being alone on a or in a time when it's meant to be nothing but togetherness is a bummer. That is real. But we can make do. And the key is don't sit around thinking about it for too long. Let's make ourselves a Thanksgiving game day. If you want me to join, I might be able to join. I might. I might. So if you invite me to join, if you have my number, my digits, call me, text me, send me an email. I might be able to join. I'm one very competitive. Like, be prepared to win. Whoever's team I'm on, be prepared to win because we's winners around here. Also, I will be drinking red wine during said game. Okay, so that does impact my ability to win sometimes too. All right, well, let me wish you all this. I wish you blessings. I wish you love. I wish you peace. I wish you compassion. I wish you empathy. Most importantly, in this season, I wish you joy. All right. So have a good one, and we'll talk again next week.